Hey everybody, today's topic is what does it take to go viral on social media in 2020? And I want to be talking about the viral video by the potato worker from Idaho about Fleetwood Mac's dreams that made him famous and got him a new vehicle, got him a new pickup, and he's got down payment now, money to buy a house, was living in an RV, and all because of a video that he made just out of accident because his truck broke down. I'm going to get into that a little bit. Hi, I'm Tim Wolf. I'm a Nashville singer-songwriter. There's a link down below. You can listen to some of my music, and you can get a free download of a couple of my singles, my latest single, Born in South Dakota, and Castle Built of Cards. So the video, if you haven't seen it, is of Idaho potato worker Nate Apodaca. I hope I didn't murder his name. He had a truck an old truck that had 320,000 miles. He was driving to work one day. He worked at a potato warehouse, and his truck broke down, wouldn't go any further that day. And so he was 2 miles away from work. He didn't want to be late for work. So he pulls out a skateboard, and he starts skating to work, and he pulls out his phone and decides to make a TikTok video. And he chooses Dreams from Fleetwood Mac and does it to Fleetwood Mac. And in the video, he doesn't look at all like a guy who has a truck broke down alongside the road. He looks actually happy and chill. And he happened to have some cranberry juice, some Ocean Spray cran raspberry juice there. And he took it with him, and he took a sip of the cranberry juice as he was on the skateboard. And at the end of the video, he started mouthing the lyrics when Stevie Nicks comes in and starts singing. And that video, which was just a casual one-of on his way to work, became a viral video on TikTok, and it's got over 35 million views, and it's spawned 120,000 imitation videos, and people are drinking cranberry juice. Says, "Oh, this makes me sound like Stevie Nicks." It's really funny. I mean, it's really good content. The song is really amazing, and he now Ocean Spray bought him a brand new truck that is the color of cranberry juice. It's red. And when they sent it to him, it was packed full of cranberry juice bottles. And now he's got a publicist, and a bunch of money has been sent in to give him a down payment to buy a house. He's been living in an RV without even running water. So this accidental viral video that he did has completely changed his life. My nephew and I were talking about this. I mean, will anyone ever remember him in 5-10 years? And I'm leaning more in that direction. It's Andy Warhol coined the term, everyone will have 15 minutes of fame. And I'm leaning more in the direction that that's what this will be. But my nephew, who's a millennial and of that generation, says no, now that he's got a publicist and he does things properly, he will be able to turn that into a success. So it'll be interesting. I really want to watch this and see what longevity that he could possibly have. And my nephew's reference was the young girl who was on Dr. Phil, and she was like 12 or 13 and troubled youth, and she was with her mom, and she was very rebellious, and she had made the phrase "cash me outside," where she wanted to fight someone, and that went viral, and she got a rapping deal out of that, and now she's a signed artist with a major label with a rap deal. And she wasn't the greatest rapper, but as my nephew said, there are a lot worse out there. My nephew's a big rap fan, and so she's turned that into something that has legs and can be a career. Now, this Nathan's story, does he have any talent? What is his skill set? What is he going to do? I don't know, but the article says that there's Travis Scott wants to collaborate with him, this major rapper, and there's talk about a clothing line. So, who knows? In this era of videos and being able to go viral, the Kardashians became famous for just being famous. So they've turned that into, the empire that they have. The one daughter was the youngest person to have a $1 billion company. They all start with a K, and I don't know them well enough to know which one is which. Kylie, was it, who started a makeup line? The youngest first person at her age to become a billionaire, youngest person, something like that. I don't remember all the particular details, but the Kardashians have turned being famous for being famous into a big deal. So maybe there is something there. Certainly his life has drastically improved. He's got a brand new truck, and I looked at his TikTok, and all his other videos now have over 1 million views. That's a lot of views. So God bless him. It came to him when he needed it. He's a father of 2 kids, and the reason he was on TikTok, his teenage daughter told him to check it out, and he started doing that. And what is it about his video that people love? Is it the song? The song is awesome. Fleetwood Mac was probably one of the most popular groups of the late 70s, early 80s. They just, British group, and they originally started with Peter Green, was I think the founding member. He was more of a bluesy guitar player, and he was famous for having the out-of-phase pickups on his Les Paul. He had a bit of a mental breakdown, if you will, and there's a story that he didn't want anything to do with money, and he almost shot his accountant who delivered a check to him for some of his royalties for some of the music that he had done. So he was out of the band, and they needed another, this was in the early 70s, they needed another guitar player because Peter Green was the guitar player. And there was a studio in LA called Sound City. There's a movie or a documentary about it called Sound City. I think that's what it's called. And it was well known as being a great room for recording drums in. And Mick Fleetwood, who's the giant of a man, super tall man who plays the drums in Fleetwood Mac, visited there because he was looking for a place to record drums. And while he was there, he heard the tape of a song that was being recorded, that was in process of being mixed, or maybe it already had been mixed, and it was of Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks. I think their band was called Buckingham Nicks, or Nicks Buckingham Nicks, I think is what it was called. They put out an album, and they were boyfriend girlfriend at the time, and he liked what he heard, and he asked about who that was, and things led to that they offered Lindsey Buckingham is a really good guitar player, and he offered him the job in the band, but he said, well, it's a package deal. You have to take my girlfriend with me. Stevie Nicks was his girlfriend at the time, and they said, Fleetwood said, well, we already have a female singer, Christine McVie, John McVie's wife at the time, but he insisted, and they actually relented. And good thing that he did, because the resulting supergroup that they became just made the previous incarnation of Fleetwood Mac much just a minor league compared to where they went. And that became Fleetwood Mac, and they had about 3 albums that were at the peak. Rumors, which this song came from, Dreams, was the peak. This thing just was at the top of the charts for the longest time. So Rumors was an instant commercial success. It sold over 10 million copies within the first month of its release. It garnered widespread acclaim from critics, with praise centered on the production quality and the harmonies, which frequently relied on the interplay between the 3 vocalists. And it's inspired a lot of different musical acts. It won Album of the Year, the 1978 Grammys. It has sold over 45 million copies worldwide, making it one of the best-selling albums of all time. It has received diamond status in several countries, including the UK, Canada, and Australia, and has been certified 20x platinum in the US. It's been listed on a number of albums as one of the best albums of the 70s and of all time, and it's been deemed culturally, historically, and artistically significant by the Library of Congress. It's selected for preservation in the National Recording Registry. This is just a huge album in the history of recorded music. But it was recorded in 1977. So it's no longer relevant, really, even though it's great music. And Mick Fleetwood is in his 70s now. Stevie Nicks, I think, is in her 70s. Most of them I think all of them are still alive, but they're not together. Lindsey Buckingham was kicked out of the band. The drama, Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham broke up, I think in the 80s, and they continue to be together as a band. And Christine McVie and John McVie divorced, so they had people who used to be together no longer together romantically, but in the same band, and it created a lot of drama. And finally, according to some of the reports, within the last 5 years, they finally fired Lindsey Buckingham from the band, and because the drama between him and Stevie Nicks was just unbearable, and they didn't want to put up with it anymore. So it's a very interesting story. I mean, often you need the drama to create the edge and the energy to create great art, and it certainly worked for them. This video that Nathan Apodaca did just gave new life to the song Dreams from the album, and it tripled on streaming after he did that. And it's just amazing how a video that was just casually made can change the life of the person who did the video, and even draw new life into an artist band that really hadn't been hot for some time. Mick Fleetwood, he's done his own tribute video to the TikTok that Nathan did, and he even surprised him on a TV show, and they've met virtually. Now we're in COVID times, so they didn't get together, but he's got a publicist. His life has changed. It's just very interesting to me, 2020, and I think of all the platforms out there, TikTok is probably the most. Each one has its own personality. If you've spent any time on these different platforms, they each have their own personality. You got probably the grandfather of them all is Facebook, and Facebook is really more the demographics on Facebook are older, and people use it for advertising. You can do targeted ads there, and the younger generations don't spend as much time on there. We've got Snapchat, got Instagram. Instagram started out as also owned by Facebook, started out as being a visual. It's really more of a visual platform. It's about greatly curated selfies and photos that are taken, and it's a vertical platform. You look at it on your phone, it's vertical, and it's also owned by Facebook, like I said. And they've instituted some different features to try to compete with TikTok. They've got their Reels, which is a similar type of a thing. But to go viral on Instagram, it's more about, it's beautiful. I would call it beautiful people. I mean, you have to have beautifully curated photos and beautiful people. It seems that it's more in that direction, whereas TikTok, anything goes, in my estimation. TikTok is people doing goofy things. It's much more casual. It's much more, you don't have to have beautiful photos. You don't have to make it perfect. And things that go viral. My biggest video it wasn't 35 million, 150,000 was, I was in Milton, Kentucky, and there was painted on the wall was the different heights that the Ohio River had gotten to. It's right next to the Ohio River. It's like 300 feet from the Ohio River. And there was painted on the wall the heights that the river had gotten to. And the peak one was, I think, 1937 or 27, where it was well over midway above the window of the second floor. I mean, we're talking like 20 feet deep in this town, and the river is like 300, 400 feet away. It's not like right on the river. And I just thought I needed a video that day, and I just took it, and it was, for me, performing the best that I've done. 150,000 views, which is a lot for me on TikTok. I normally don't get that many. So I did not expect, I never would have anticipated that video would have gone viral like that. Viral relative to me, not 35 million, obviously. Who wouldn't want a 35 million? But this whole 2020, a lot of people are spending time on social media. Not everybody, a lot of people are trying to make viral videos, but only a few succeed. And it's just very interesting to me to look at this and see what's going to happen. Now, I see that there's another video that made Genesis In the Air Tonight explode, and I haven't seen that one, but I'll look into that one. So a lot of classic rock, I guess, is seeing a resurgence with different things. And it's just very interesting times that we're in 2020. And I'm going to continue to look at that and maybe make more videos on it. But I wish all the best to Nathan Apodaca. He's a father. He's a family man. He's a hard worker. I mean, I don't know. I've had businesses, and my employees, a truck breakdown, they might very well say, "I'm not coming to work." He said, "No rush, no stress. I'm just getting on my skateboard and skateboard for 2 miles and listen to great music while I'm on my way." And he's been rewarded for that great attitude. I wish him the best. I hope that he has a great career becoming an influencer and a TikToker or whatever else he wants to do. And God bless him. So that's all I have. We'll see you next time.
Hey everybody, this is Tim Wolf. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please go to the link down below in the description. There's a Bitly link. Listen to my music at Spotify. I appreciate it very much. It means a lot to an artist if you follow them. If you would be kind enough to like the video if you enjoyed it and share it with your friends. Finally, be sure to subscribe. And then also there are other videos on this screen that you can watch. And I'll see you next time. Thank you so much.